And the government of Osun State has continued its measures towards ensuring that no case of coronavirus is reported within its territory, with visits to some mining sites and residents of the Chinese in Ile-Ife and Ilesa. This followed an information that one of the Chinese working in the mining site just returned from his country. Our correspondent in Osun State, Rafiu Hammed, brings details in this next report.
This is one of the mining sites managed by Chinese in Ogbagba, in Ife South local government area of Osun State. There, some Chinese were met and screened by officials of the Ministry of Health. They also did same for some Nigerians working with them to ensure no one has contracted coronavirus.
For the matter that they are mingling with foreigners, of course, that is what we emphasize on advocacy and enlightenment campaign, that our people should indulge in constant and adequate washing of their hands with soap and water. Those that can afford, they can use hand gels. And of course, there should be minimal contact with people of this, with foreigners.
The essence of this screening is not to stigmatize the Chinese, but to ensure that coronavirus does not find its way into the state. Aside from this, residents of this community are also calling on government to restrain the Chinese from destroying their land in the name of mining.
We are not only after Chinese, we are after every foreigner. We are not here to stigmatize them, but to making sure that they are not, infected with coronavirus.
After the screening, residents of the community used the opportunity to complain of destruction of their farmlands and cash crops by the Chinese.
When they come for this gold extraction, we have problem because most of the people's farmland are destroyed. You can see, cocoa farm, palm tree farm, cola farm, they are destroyed without any compensation to anybody. We have many people that have died. You can see, but when they tell the government that they are extracting along the riverbank, it's a lie.
They say the only water available for them has been destroyed as a result of mining activities.
The only water we drink here is this river. It's destroyed. No provision for drinking of water in this community.
I think you can see our water now. It's not good again. We need your assistance. We need your help. In Ogbagba, please, we are begging the government to help us.
It's a serious public health challenge because when we have polluted water of these heavy metals, we can have kidney damage, damage to the lungs, damage to the airways, and we can have nervous system damage.
Here, we got information that one of the Chinese just came into the state less than 2 weeks ago. This prompted the team to visit their residence in Ife, but only their workers, who are all Nigerians, were met. They told us their bosses live in Ilesa, and the team then embarked on another journey to Ilesa.
They are the workers of the Chinese, but the Chinese is here. But they told us that the Chinese reside in Ilesa. So we are taking about 3-4 of them to show us that they are residents or residences at Ilesa.
It was already late in the night. On getting there, an argument ensued between the team and police securing the Chinese, but was later settled and the gates opened. As usual, screening was conducted on all the Chinese there and the Nigerians living with them. They said they have been living here for many years and that none of them traveled in the last few months. Goodness Okereke, who came back from China in November last year, is their translator.
There is no issue of coronavirus in this compound because if there is such case here, I myself, Okereke Goodness, I can't be working here because I love my life, I love my country, and where I came from, I have seen the incidents myself and how it's happening. I've been witnessing the people falling down, unplanned, and how government have been working effortless just to see that this particular issue is being brought down. So as regards to this, I think for this particular house itself is free from coronavirus.
After thorough checks by the officials of the Nigeria Immigration Service, it was discovered that none of the Chinese came into the state in the last 2 weeks. Rafiu Hammed, TVC News, Ilesa.
Well, joining me now on the news is our correspondent Rafiu Hammed, and he'll be telling us more about steps taken by the government of Osun State towards ensuring that indeed no case of coronavirus is reported within its territory. Rafiu, good to have you join me. Your report rounded off with thorough checks on the Chinese. But how thorough is thorough? Were their travel documents scrutinized to ensure that indeed none of them came in recently?
As you will see in that report, it was well scrutinized. You will recall that before the issue of coronavirus came up, we had Lassa fever, and since then the state government set up a committee that will go around the state, particularly in those areas where they think may have outbreak of such disease. And the committee have been moving around all parts of the state, particularly Ile-Ife axis, where these Chinese usually concentrate. And from there, they will move to churches, they move to mosques, they move to markets, they move to motor parks, and some other public places, just to ensure that no case of coronavirus is reported in the state. And when we got there, we met many of them there, and their international passports were checked, their green cards were checked, and it was the examination was also carried out on them just to ensure that none of them is carrying the disease.
Now, there were also other public health concerns emerging as a result of your report. You know, the land degradation of the people's environment and their water. Have the relevant agencies in Osun State issued an official statement in reaction to the subjects from this report?
Good enough, we went to those places with the Commissioner for Health and the Special Advisor to the Governor on Health. But incidentally, the Deputy Chief of Staff to the Governor, Binoyo, is the chairman in charge of those mining in the state. The first time they went there, it was discovered that those sites have been bastardized. What we can regard to as responsible mining is not happening in those places. And people of those communities, not even that of Ogbagba community alone in Ife zone, in all the communities where mining activities are taking place, those people have been complaining. They've been moving to the traditional rulers in charge of those areas. Particularly in December last year, they even came to the state government to report that their farmlands, their property have been destroyed by those mining, by the Chinese particularly. But the state government, as we speak, is taking a lot of steps towards ensuring that those that will be mining in the state are registered, because as we speak, they are registering those that are mining in the state towards ensuring that responsible mining takes place in the state.
Rafiu Hammed, correspondent in Osun, bringing us up to speed with more on his report about the activities of the Chinese in Osun State, in Ogbagba to be precise, leading to land degradation in that environment, and of course thorough checks being carried out on them to ensure that none of them is down or possibly down with a case of the coronavirus.